It's the Ordinance Board of Appeals meeting will be called to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Di Gaetano here. Mr. Irvin.
Here.
Mrs. Giles.
Here.
Mr. Sala is not present. Mr. Petroni is absent. And here to speak for the city tonight is Ms. Gerstenberg, and acting as chairman for tonight's meeting is Mr. Irvin.
Thank you. May we move on and have a report from Ms. Gerstenberg, our city liaison?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to report that all of the items that I'm about to read on the consent agenda are to be removed, and then I have some that have been cleaned up. So please remove item number 2, G16-0009, 42891 Short Ridge Drive. Item number 4, G16-0011, 448 Carini Drive, and item number 6, G16-0013, 12129 Fairview Drive. These can be removed from the agenda as they have been cleaned up prior to the meeting. I'd also like to note that case number 8, G16-0015 at 42264 Gainsley Drive, should be moved to new business item B for this evening. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Gerstenberg. Is there anyone in the audience here for a particular case? I did notice one gentleman in the audience, and I believe he had mentioned that he was here for case number 3 at 39258 Bella Vista Drive. And we are going to hear the case on Gainsley. Okay, so we need approval for tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, now we need approval for revised consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. So public hearings, we don't have any public hearings this evening. Old business? I don't believe we have old business tonight. So I guess we're now under new business, and we can hear our first case, which would be case number G16-0010 at 39258 Bella Vista Drive.
Thank you. Paul Geiger, Code Enforcement Coordinator for Sterling Heights. This case is submitted by Craig Serafino, Code Enforcement Officer. The initial inspection date is December 8th, 2015. There were 3 violation notices sent, and as of today, unfortunately, there still is some outdoor storage. There's a stump and car parts on the porch, and there's glass, shelf, and some garden tools on the side of the home. I have a presentation. Here's the front. You can see this is December 8th with a sink out there. And this is December 8th also with some items, cinder blocks and wood, and then some items in the side yard too, and farther back you can see more items in uncovered cans there. Here's on February 16th. And again, here's some items on the porch here. Inside the box, it looks like there's some car parts, some rotors, and there's a cart and a couple of carts and some glass leaning on the side of the house. So here's today, 2/22. The car part's still there, and the log, and there's still some inside furniture outside there, and some glass leaning on the side of the house. And that's the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a homeowner or somebody responsible for this party can speak on this item?
I gotta go over here.
You can speak right over here, sir, at the podium. And please give your name and address.
My name is Jesse Zimba,
Could you spell that, please?
Z-I-E-M-B-A.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zambo. Okay, you saw the pictures that were presented by the code enforcement officer. What do you have to say, or what has been done to correct
Well,
those violations?
Everything was moved except this, so it was on porch. Was nothing, no nothing. And not the thing, so I was on Wednesday, because I got a letter. And inspector make it picture, that was on Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning, pick it up garbage. So why he's make a picture on the, close to this, post office box, mailbox. Like take it garbage this day.
So are these items that we are seeing currently, are they still on the property as of today, sir?
Only was this on the porch. Maybe my daughter moved, because that's why my daughter live in this house. What happened? My daughter is single mother. My grandchildren father beat my daughter. My daughter left, but 8 years back. He's beat my grandchildren. That's why my grandson can't go over there to father. She is sick. She put for disability. She wait, I don't know, but 5 years already. And she still wait for disability. I am every day over there, every day. And picture I see will show up 2 cars, okay? That's cars, I got it here. Why inspector come don't make a picture from license plate? This, I am every day over there help my daughter. I got a papers. I pay property tax, I pay gas, electricity, water bill, cable, and I give it money for food. Plus, I pay for my grandchildren hockey.
Okay, I guess so we can
And
get
I
this
am in
focused on, sir.
confusion now.
What are the items that Mr. Geiger showed up there? Have they been removed from the property,
Only
or they
on
still
porch.
need to be cleaned up?
Only on porch, because before, so his first time was over there. That was, I believe, it last year. He show up this house in nest, hockey play. My grandchildren always like don't go play over there, because that's all. Both grandsons. One is 18 and a half years old, another 13 and a half.
Okay,
Both
I guess,
ways.
sir, like I said, I appreciate you talking about your grandchildren. I have grandchildren myself. But what we really need to do is focus on what needs to be corrected on the property. Excuse me? May
That's
I-
my daughter.
Hi, nice to meet you. Could you give your name and
Agata Zimba,
could you spell that for,
G-A-T-A-Z-I-E-M-B-A.
okay. Can you further, we've saw some pictures of the property and some items that still need to be corrected.
Okay.
What is your game plan? Do you have some type of time frame that the remaining items can be removed?
The only thing I'm thinking you're thinking of is the tree stump. Possibly, because I don't know what other items there are.
Oh, just a second. Mr. Geiger, would you mind replaying those pictures?
Yeah, it would be there's 2 photos. There's one from the porch. There's a box with some auto parts and a tree stump.
Yeah.
And then there's also in the side yard, there's some sort of furniture from the interior on the side of the house, a cart or something, and some glass. And it was noted in the notes, some garden tools on the side of the home.
Well, those are in the backyard. The shovel, which is used for dog poop, and that's where it's been for almost 8 years. The tree stump was moved from my lawn, which my kids use, set their drinks on, they sit on it. We're gonna peel the lumber off of it, make it a little bit nicer, but it was planning to stay out there. I actually have 2. I was gonna use them as like 2 chairs, so that was that. I moved it from the lawn because I believe you came to my house and complained about it being on my lawn. So I moved it onto the porch because that's as far as I personally could move it.
That wasn't me.
Okay. As for the hockey net, that's gonna stay there because it's in the backyard. My kids use that for shooting their pucks. That's plexiglass, which is also used on my driveway and in the backyard for my son to shoot hockey pucks and not ruin the bottom of his stick.
So again, ma'am, there's no storage outside. It's just as simple as that.
Zero storage outside.
Storage outside. The only thing outside should be trash cans with a lid, maybe a barbecue grill, and furniture that's made for the outdoors. That's it.
Okay, well, the tree stump is made for outdoors, so do we have a problem with that?
Yes, that has to be removed.
Even as a piece of furniture when it's nicely done?
I
It's
think
not
what
a
it
piece
is
of
when it gets to
furniture.
that point, ma'am.
Yeah.
Is there any comments or anything from fellow board members on this particular case?
No, I mean, I think the only thing would be, I mean, if like the tree stump could be pulled into the garage for a little bit until you are able to finish it, just so it's out of sight, and those other pieces, that's, it doesn't look like there's much left to do, or
Not
much
to
to do at
interrupt you.
all. There's not much out there.
Personally, not to interrupt you, the tree stump was out of sight until he came up on my porch and took his pictures. And I moved it there because it was gonna be out of sight until I could get someone to do it, so.
Okay,
And
is there any more
plexiglass.
comments, Ms. Giles, on that?
The-
Anybody else have any comments to the homeowner and the homeowner's daughter? Ma'am, I'm just going to ask you one quick question. And sir,
Tax it.
can I ask you a question, sir? Ma'am?
Tata.
No.
How long would it take you possibly, now, I'm not, there's gonna be a motion made to take, or to abate this, okay? All I wanted to kind of see is how long would it take you to rectify the problem?
The tree stump, to get it finished, 2 weeks. Is that good? And have someone work on it, get it done for me. But there's not gonna be a problem with it if it is nicely done and put in the front of, not in the front of my house, but kind of on the side where the basketball net is.
Well, again, we'll have to see it after it's done in the presentation, but right now, we're looking for short-term until that is done, okay? So I don't know if the board members or whoever's gonna make the motion on this particular case is gonna afford you that amount of time.
Okay.
Just to temporarily move it, so,
All right, I'll temporarily move it by Friday.
okay.
I'll get it moved.
Okay, I guess.
But the plexiglass, there's actually more of it because it covers my driveway for when he shoots. There's a problem keeping it on the side of the house?
What the basic thing is that if something like that, if you store it in the garage, when he's not using it, he uses it and he puts it away. Just like if you were doing gardening, you put your tools away. Just like we're talking about your shovel. When you're not cleaning things up, then,
So you want me to move the shovel and the plexiglass and the tree stump? Those are the 3 things you want me to move?
I think there was.
In the cart.
There was a
or
cart, I
something
believe,
out there,
or-
piece
I
of
didn't see a
shelving or
cart.
something.
and a sink.
With a sink,
sink?
if that's still there.
There's no sink. And, oh, if you're talking about the heart glass that was a planter on my landscaping, that's gone. And a cart, there is no cart in a picture. I didn't see a cart.
On the side of the house, there's some kind of small piece of furniture.
Next to the air conditioner there?
Yeah.
That holds my wood for my fireplace, which numerous people in Sterling Heights have leveled, something
that's-
leveled with wood on it.
That's a firewood cart? like a
Correct.
rack? Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So plexiglass, stump, and shovel. How about if I move the shovel behind my house, because it's not coming in my garage with dog poop on it?
Okay,
I mean-
we'll entertain a motion, but no, everything should be stored indoors when it's not being used. Okay, entertain a motion from the other case? Maybe let me back that up. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to make a comment on this case? Seeing there is none, okay, I would like to bring it back to the board. Do we have a motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion.
Okay, Ms. Giles?
Resolved to declare
Can-
that a public nuisance exists on the property commonly known as 39258 Bella Vista Drive, and to direct the code official to abate the violations identified in the attached staff reports, which give rise to the finding after February 29th, 2016. The board also authorizes and approves the imposition of a lien against the property in the amount of the cost of abatement incurred by the city as permitted by the applicable city ordinance.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion has been made and seconded. Can we have a vote, please, a roll call, please?
Ms. Giles.
Yes.
Di Gaetano, yes. Mr. Sala.
Yes.
Mr. Irvin.
Yes. Motion passes. Sir, ma'am, you have until next Monday to get the problem rectified.
Okay,
Okay.
can I ask you one quick question? I don't know if you guys are who we address about property tax.
No.
No,
What you can
where do
do
we
is you can
go?
contact the assessing department tomorrow during normal business hours, and maybe they can offer you some assistance in that.
All right,
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you both for coming. Okay. The next case that we're going to hear is case number 8, which is G160015, and that's at 42264 Gainsley Drive.
Thank you. Paul Geiger, Code Enforcement Coordinator. This case was from February 2nd, 2016. There was one violation notice sent because there was a repeat violation there from the summer. From August to September, there was a similar outdoor storage violation. And as of today, there's a lot of work has been done. The canopy structure and most of the debris in the side yard is gone. But some items still remain in a pile in the side yard, and there's many items in the rear yard on both sides of the shed and behind the garage. And I have a presentation. So here's the original condition out in front. This is February 2nd. This car is gone now. There was a junk vehicle there. Now here is how it was in the front. You could see the tires there, and there was a whole storage rack with various items on it. And in addition, on the right side, there was more storage rack parts. And then in the canopy, there was more items. And then plus, of course, the open cans and various planters. Here's another view of it. Now all those items are gone, except there's a pile out in front you'll see later. Now this also was from in February 2nd. These items are still there. The note that you want to note here is that there are 2 fences here. You'll see a picture later that I took. There's a metal fence and then a wood fence. And the Gainsley property goes all the way back to the wood fence. So again, here is from February 8th. You can see, and the 16th, they were starting to clean up. The rack was gone. Here again, and this is the 16th. They're working on it. And now here's today. The rest of them are today. You can see the rack and all the items are gone. There's still this pile of items out here. And there's also a bin out here next to the garage. But all the items, the other items in front and the side here are gone. Now, again, this is today, and these items are still stored next to the shed here. And also note, again, there was like a fence from a dog run or something here, and the property does extend past that fence to the wood fence, which you see here. This is from the back, the same items along that shed, and of course, this property, like I mentioned, is still on the Gainsley property. And all of these items, this pedal boat, this old bike, various metal, and also you'll see some fence parts also later. Here's a metal rack next to the shed. And all these items behind the garage too. There's probably 50 or more buckets and planters, empty ones, and various items that you can't totally see here. But also there's fence parts that are overgrown with some brush here. And again, this is all on the Gainsley property. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Geiger. Is there anybody present at this particular address? Are you the property owner, sir? Would you like to come up to the podium, please? And could you state your name and your address for the record, please?
Bruce Campbell, 42264 Gainesville, Sterling Heights, Michigan.
Okay, thank you, sir. Can you give us a little view from your standpoint?
Yeah, some of the stuff that he's naming a nuisance is actually in use, and there's a use for it. The metal parts in the backyard are for stored wood. I have a lot of wood. And that big pile that's, it's a garbage day is Wednesday. So Tuesday night, that pile will be going out to the garbage. That pile of assorted wood and wood plastic parts. But the pedal boat, what am I supposed to do with it? I can't store a pedal boat outside?
Preferably, if you had it in the garage, it would probably be beneficial not only for view, but also for the boat itself.
Yeah, I can see where the boat itself would be better inside. I don't have room in my garage for that. It's like my next door neighbor has a big boat. Well, not my next door neighbor. I know somebody who has a big boat in his driveway with the shrink wrap over it. Okay, is that a nuisance?
That's
Again,
not a
if it's stored
violation.
on, I believe the boats are probably stored on the driveway, and it's on a trailer or something like that. That's licensed. So,
Well,
but
gone by a pedal boat?
did you want to go through the pictures? Maybe Mr.
Yeah,
Geiger
go
can
through
put
the
them through
pictures,
us, and then make sure that we both are understanding what is required by city ordinance.
Okay, what we'll do then, we'll start with today's photos. So here's the front. So you said
That's the garbage
these
that's
all
going
going
out.
out.
These
so
items
that's
are
all
prepared
going to
to
be
go to-
gone.
Yeah. There was a note on them that said they were garbage
Okay.
going out on Tuesday night.
So all these items.
This here is, I didn't touch it. This is what I could work
Yeah, now
before
there
I-
is no storage, like
Kinda forgot
there's,
about that, yeah.
yeah, on this, there shouldn't be anything outside. Now, so all these items should be removed, all this brush should be
One's
removed.
a grill with a cover on it.
Is that the
big
item right
brown
here
thing
under,
there.
yeah, you could have a
Wood
grill out
storage
there.
back there?
That's about it, but you can't have any, there's some blue tarp here with something else.
Yeah, it's got something on
Yeah,
there.
so you have to remove that, and then all this loose brush here.
That's all grapevine. In the summer, it creates a real good.
Yeah, well, there's like cut limbs and things,
Yeah,
looks like
Edison or
it needs to
GTE
be,
left those there, and I didn't even know they were there till you pointed it out.
yeah, needs to be cleaned up.
Those
I
will be
see like a
removed.
metal rack there, I see an old bicycle, the
Three-wheeler.
pedal boat, there's a steel rack. Now, the only thing that
That
should be
rack is gonna be
outside
going in
would
the
be,
house anyways, but-
like, for example, this barbecue on that cement pad, that's fine. I mean, that's a normal item that's outside.
Yeah.
But
I
all
can
these
see
other
where it would look
items.
better with all that stuff done, but I think it's, kind of nitpicky.
Yeah, all these other items should be gone. Looks like loose
It's a
fence
fence
parts that
makes
are
the
overgrown with
fence- the
vines.
Grapevine goes higher.
So all this should be removed, these fence parts, all these buckets and containers, and it looks like there may be some bins back there too.
Pots for planting.
Come back in the summer when that grapevine is all filled in. It makes a really good visual black, nice fence. And the planters, yeah, I guess I can get them out of there because I don't use them all.
Yeah, just keep in mind that
I'll get this stuff done.
there's no storage outside, like which I mentioned when I talked to you on the site a while back.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be anything stored outside.
Yeah.
I know who you
Tough
talked
one,
to.
by the way. Did somebody report me for this, or is this just somebody drove by and
It was
seen
a complaint, yeah, there was a complaint in the summertime, and you cleaned up at that time, and then there was an additional complaint I received in February.
Can you say who?
Right.
It's anonymous.
Okay.
Was that all the pictures? Is that all the things? The stuff on the side of the shed, the wood, the fence parts?
So I'd just like to mention, is there any comments from any board members?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I guess I just, you guys clearly have worked very hard this month to clean up. I see that a lot of progress has been made. There's still quite a bit left there for you to clean up. What sort of time frame are you thinking that you would need to finish the rest of that work?
Oh, probably just a week.
a week.
Yeah.
So if we gave you like
Mine,
2, you
I'm
think
off
that would be
work on
plenty? Just
disabilities,
to,
but my
yeah.
wife will do it.
There's a lot there.
Yeah.
And you guys have worked hard, like acknowledge you've done a lot already, so. Okay.
Is there any suggestions that anything like the paddle boat or something until he could?
In the garage.
Is there anything he could do in the meantime while he figures out, you know,
Gotta
can
go.
he sell it, can he get it in the garage, or is it just by 2 weeks we need to figure out what to do with everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. The other boat turned upside down, is that all right, on the trailer? How
No,
do you
there
get
shouldn't be
down?
anything back there. If you have a boat on a trailer, it can be in your driveway. But there shouldn't be
gotcha.
anything back off of the
Right,
pavement.
gotta be on the concrete over there. Okay.
And hopefully, as you guys are working on it, if you do have other questions, you can always call up and ask them
Yep,
what, you know.
what's
But
allowed,
hopefully
what's
those
not.
pictures are pretty good, and you can always go out to the website and re-watch this, so. Yep, that's all.
Thank you, Ms. Giles.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else that would like to make a comment on this case? I don't hear of any. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to make any comments towards this case? Seeing that's not going to be an issue, I guess we're back to the board and we can make some type of motion.
Mr. Chairman?
Ms. Giles?
Resolved to declare that a public nuisance exists on the property commonly known as 42264 Gainsley Drive, and to direct the code official to abate the violations identified in the attached staff reports, which give rise to this finding after March 7th, 2016. The board also authorizes and approves the imposition of a lien against the property in the amount of the cost of abatement incurred by the city, as permitted by the applicable city ordinance.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. Mr. Secretary, can you give us a roll call, please?
Ms. Giles?
Yes.
Di Gaetano, yes. Mr. Sala?
Yes.
Mr. Irvin?
Yes. Okay. You have the time that was allotted to you. Good luck. Appreciate you coming out and explaining everything to us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Business, okay. Okay, next on the agenda is public participation. Is there any public participation? Okay, I guess that's done. I guess now the last but not, is adjournment. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Everybody in agreement, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the meeting is now concluded.